What am I doing? It's like, wait. Hey Google, what's the temperature outside?
The temperature is 15 degrees.
It's 15 degrees outside. For those of you who don't know, Adobe Flash is dying. RAP in peace, it was a good run. I figured to celebrate its life, I would review some of my favorite Flash games that I played on Cool Math Games and UnblockedGames.com. That was my favorite Google website. I played most of these games almost exclusively at school when I was in 7th grade, but I did play some of them at home because, you know, they were pretty fun. Of course, during class, sometimes I didn't play Flash games. Sometimes I would browse Taste of Awesome with my friend because it was 2013. Anyways, onward to ranking. Bubble Tanks is a game in which you start as a tiny little bubble gun thing, and you go around to much larger looking bubbles, shooting at enemy bubbles to collect their bubbles to become the ultimate bubble. I'll be the first one to admit that it doesn't make a lot of sense, but holy guacamole, is it a lot of fun. Once you collect enough bubbles from your fallen bubble comrades, you can choose the type of bubble tank you want to advance to. A heavy bubble tank is the only way to play this game, fight me. A+. I'm gonna be honest with you, I got a lot of nostalgia from this game, mostly from the music. The gameplay is pretty straightforward. Build troops to fight the CPU and try to kill their base. Every so often you can advance to the next major historical era. I will say that it is entirely possible to play this game using only turrets, which I did try to do here in this footage. I do feel like it drags a little bit too much at the end because even the super soldiers don't get very far, so you kind of just have to build the best turrets in the game and just wait for those to kill the enemy base. Overall, B+. This game is great if you like bullet hell games. I mean, it's so difficult. It's like trying to go skiing in the summer. I'm not joking. You start with 15 lives, and I lost all of them by round 2. Maybe cool it on the difficulty there, game. I feel like this would be a masterpiece if it wasn't so hard. B+. This is probably the game I played most in school. I don't know, something about it was just so mindlessly entertaining to play and quickly pause and minimize when the teacher walked by. I mean, you just mine ores so you can buy better equipment so you can keep mining ores. It's kind of like no, it's completely different from Minecraft. When I first played this game, I never mined deep enough to beat the game, and I still haven't because in my recent playthrough of this, I mined 2 undetectable gas pockets in a row and exploded, which is kind of BS, and for that reason alone, it's not getting a perfect grade. I also never really paid attention to the messages that popped up, but there is a story to this game. I know, shocker. You get sent to Mars, and it turns out the guy who sent you there is Satan. So yeah, when you do finally mine deep enough to fight him, you fight Satan. A-. I always remembered never beating this game, and after playing it again recently, I know why. The difficulty curve kind of looks like this. Literally like this. It ramps way too quickly. 1 minute you'll be doing simple flips, the next minute will have you riding up horizontal walls. It's really fun, but right around here is when it gets way too hard and you'll want to give up. I mean, this is my honest reaction to seeing the very last level. This is the end? Did I finally make it to the finish line? Are you serious right now? It's way too hard. But you know what? After all the trial and tribulation and wanting to give up over insurmountable odds, I persevered. When my prayers to God were met with indifference, I picked up a pen. I wrote my own deliverance. I overcame. I beat the level. It only took me an hour and a half, like I'm not even joking, an hour and a half. This game is way too hard. B+. This game is great. You're little fishy and you eat littler fishy, so you become big fishy. Look how cute he is. Who's that cute little fishy? It's pretty much that simple. There's not a lot of BS and everything is pretty fair. Also, there's a point where you just start devouring everything and it is so satisfying. A+. This is one of those games that I remembered being like the best thing since sliced bread, and after playing it again recently, I realized this is not that great. It's a turn-based fighting game. Now, I don't have a problem with turn-based fighting games. I really like the Mario and Luigi games, but something about this one is just so boring. I don't know. Maybe it's that dude who wants me to take his rice cakes or whatever to the girl upstairs for some quick cash. I mean, like, seriously, why can't he go do that himself? I don't know. I guess I just didn't view it with my same innocent lens as my former 13-year-old self. Also, what's up with these dudes that dodge everything? Seriously, that's the BS right there. C+. This game will be immortalized forever. There's already an HTML5 version of this game, which, if you don't know already, is what is replacing Flash. I'm pretty sure already knows what this game is, so just enjoy me somehow still knowing all the answers from essentially muscle memory after all of these years while I tell you a story. I remember for an in-class assignment, we had to make a PowerPoint quiz because we were learning how to use PowerPoint. Well, I essentially just copied the first 10 questions from the Impossible quiz, and the teacher was none the wiser. I'm pretty sure he thought I was an idiot, though, because the one question that was like, the answer is really big, and the answer is an elephant, and I remember him being like, oh, an elephant. Wow, that's funny. Anyways, A+. Stick RPG is really fun. For the first little while anyways. Once you grind becoming smart enough to become the CEO, that's when the enjoyment level kind of starts going downhill. I mean, sure, you can still get in bar fights and gamble, but the next logical progression is to buy a bigger apartment. That takes forever. It's just work, sleep, work, sleep, work, sleep. Maybe it's a meta commentary on the typical American. Regardless, it's not very fun. You can also go to other cities and sell cocaine for less than you bought it for, so that's cool, I guess. B+. This game is brilliant. The goal is just to unlock all the achievements. There's 250 of them, and you'll get an achievement for doing just about everything. Something I always thought was clever was the hot coffee and cold coffee gag. I don't know how they pulled that off, but I still think it's great. Other notable achievements include pushing Z twice to do a barrel roll, right-clicking on the screen to get an achievement, and playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on the piano. Also, the ending is hilarious. A+. I know this game looks super bare bones, but it's actually unironically great. The goal is to rebuild your city and survive the zombie apocalypse. It's mostly a game about chance. Want to clear out zombies in a nearby police station? Well, if you send one dude, there's a 32% chance he'll get injured or will die. But if you send him with someone else, then that number goes down to 9%. Don't send out too many people doing stuff though, because if you get hit with a zombie wave and there's no one to defend, then the zombies can take over stuff you've reclaimed. Also, there's a bunch of ways you can beat this game, which makes replaying it fun too. It's a great game. A+. This is a fun little puzzle game. The music did bring back nostalgia, so this kind of happened again. Anyways, it's pretty straightforward. Break the ice and rescue all the Vikings. Also, the sound they make when they get rescued raised this rating by a whole letter grade, so A-. I remember this game being so much more fun than it is. I mean, you just spin on wheels and jump, that's it. I mean, the music isn't even that good. C-. Now this is one you really don't want your computer teacher to catch you playing. This one really satisfied the violent side to my 13-year-old brain. I do think it lacks a little bit because once you launch the turtle, all you can really do is shoot him a couple times and wait. That, and it takes a while to upgrade your stuff. Also, the violence isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it is when you're playing it at a school, so B+. And we finally come to an end of our list with Learn to Fly 2. Not really sure what the story here is, but it's not a penguin you're launching, just a bag of rocks or something. So I assume the penguin got injured in the first one. Regardless, I feel like the progression in this one is really smooth. It doesn't take too long to upgrade your equipment or to destroy the landmarks. Also, you can control your penguin in the air, which means you can plummet it towards the earth if you really want to. A+.